Alright guys, let's talk about the First Descendant. I've been playing the game for about 48 hours and I just want to go over my thoughts on it. Just a quick heads up, I have to talk really quiet because it's 2 a.m. in the UK right now. But anyways, let's jump into it. So the First Descendant, the playstyle is very much like Warframe and Destiny. If you haven't played either of those games, you kind of just run around, collect loot, kill loads of mobs and kind of upgrade your character over time. And I like that kind of gameplay. I like those kind of games, and I think the First Descendant has done really well on kind of making a game that's very similar to kind of both of them. And if you find them quite kind of scary to kind of play because of how kind of advanced they are and far down the line, there's so much content there and it's kind of scary. The First Descendant is a very good place to start. So I'll definitely jump on it if you like those kind of games. The environments are beautiful throughout the entire, well, in every area. The characters, again, I mean, if you've seen any adverts or if you've seen any like TikToks, anything like that, you know the characters are kind of crazy. The gunplay, very nice gunplay. I really like the gunplay. It kind of keeps you in the game. All guns work, which is nice. They all have a lot of damage behind them, and the recoil is nice. And you can take the recoil away from them by adding modules to them, all those kinds of things. So the game, so far, it's ticking all the boxes that kind of I need or want to be ticked so far. The bosses, there's lots of bosses. There's lots of boss diversity. There's normal bosses and there's hard bosses. They all do different things, which is again also nice as well. They're going to be adding bosses, characters, and levels later on as well. So that's always nice to hear that more is coming. So what I was kind of worried about, especially with Nexon, is the payment system. It is a lot better than I thought it would have been, and on the beta test, it was scary to say the least, and they did sort that out. So the payment system obviously is still there, but it's not as gotcha as it was, and you would still be able to get everything. I don't know if you can get paints like throughout the world yet, but by kind of like so far, paints are the only thing that looks like you kind of need to buy to get and put onto your skins. Oh yeah, and you can only apply paints onto skins that you've bought or obtained in game. So yeah, the one thing that I would say that was kind of disappointing was the lack of creativity in kind of mini boss diversity. They feel like they have all of the same mechanic to them. They spawn these balls and you have to shoot the balls, and then the boss becomes like not immortal anymore. When the balls spawn in, the boss becomes immortal until you kill the balls. Should have said that first. And then you're able to shoot the boss. Then he goes into his second phase, which is just spawn more balls. And if the boss has 3 phases, then all the boss does is just spawn 3 balls, which I don't feel like. It's just you shoot the balls, you shoot him, you shoot the balls, shoot him, shoot the balls, shoot him. And throughout the entire kind of game, if there is a mini boss in a dungeon that you're in, it will be the same, which feels very uncreative. They have started changing, like some of them are spawning a lot more mobs now, kind of like linked to the mobs. Then you kill the mobs and then the boss stops becoming immortal and then you can kill it. So it has kind of started to change later on, but in the first like 5 areas, all the mini bosses are pretty much the same. So I was kind of disappointed about the lack of creativity there in terms of like mini bosses. And oh yeah, UI is very lackluster. It's very clunky. There's so many keybinds. They're very far apart from each other. They all kind of do the same thing. It would be nice if some of them were compressed a bit more or just ironed out a bit better. There's also no social tab to really kind of connect with your friends. You have to go into the map to then go to the social section, to then invite your friends, to then come out of the map to go back into like the main screen. So that feels quite clunky as well. So it would be nice for them to iron out those kinds of things. But they're the only 2 real kind of like hard critiques that I have on the game right now. There's so many positives about it, and if you're kind of like on edge whether you should play it, definitely play it, definitely experience it for yourself. And if you do want to put money in the game, that's completely up to you. But this isn't just coming from me as well. Yeah, I am a content creator for them, but I'll be honest with you guys. If the game was bad, I'll tell you that it's bad. I'll make sure that I would add those things into these kind of like notes that I wanted to go right now. But again, UI, mini bosses, only real critiques about the game so far. And there's characters, bosses, gunplay, environments, and characters. There's so much that can keep you playing the game for, quite some time. So that's kind of me so far. Yeah. Thank you for that one, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.